Okay, so hi, hello. I'm going to turn that off because else I will be looking at it the whole time. Um, as some of you might know, I'm still questioning whether I'm an ENTP or an INTP. I thought I was pretty certain of my I, but it has come to my attention that while not taking into account my job in the tests, which everybody said I shouldn't do, I was taking into account basically where I am right now in my life. And I don't really believe that to be quite an accurate representation because now I have children, I have a full-time job. We have, I mean, there are a lot of things that either make me tired, but also that engage me. I mean, we have a lot of projects here in the house. We were always doing something. We're always, and I'm starting to wonder whether that's not feeding my ani when I'm not at work. Because when I'm at work, basically, I'm sorry, but the whole thing that you can't your personality at work is not per se the personality you're at home. Okay, I can agree with that, but I love my job. I mean, I really do. Okay, sometimes there are some really tiny hiccups, but for the most part, I think my job is awesome. I like my colleagues. I like going to work each day. I can be very tired, as I am most of the time, because I never go to bed on time. I don't know why. My the way my time is scheduled, it's always very. And by the way, I got a new camera. Ta-da! So that on side note, footnote, whatever. Okay, so I love my job because even like this morning, I was quite tired and the weekend we just had a long weekend and I didn't really feel like doing a lot. So, um, but I've told myself, you know what? Because since I'm doubting this much, I'm hoping, of course, this doesn't flip over to the other side in self-confirmation and blah blah blah. What have you not? I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to pay a bit more attention, just to see what it does to me. So, whether I get energized from these conversations I have with my users on the phone or not. And I believe after two conversations, I don't know. I felt a lot better. Okay. Let's be honest. I was also engaging my TI, although not really that much. I think 3/4 of the conversation was joking and talking. I'm not talking about weekends because that's boring. But I don't know, just making some quips and because it weren't really things I was using my TI a lot on because you know it's if you're a good troubleshooter, yeah, I know. I mean, it sounds cocky, but I'm good at my job. I mean, there's a specific reason why I'm doing this for 8 years. You know, a lot of people think it's oh yeah, the service desk is very often seen as I know I'm moving a lot. I don't know why. Sorry. Um, service desk is often seen as I don't know how you say it in English. That's why I'm doubting. Hmm. A jumping board. it's, it's basically the literal translation from Dutch. Um, a jumping board into another career, or if you're not good enough, not motivated enough, not whatever enough, you fall back to call center or you just go do something completely different. But service center, it's really it's a very niche. I mean, a good service center. It can if you have worked in a company with a good or very horrible service center, or you have worked at a said service center, it can really make or break your the tech support experience. Woo, sorry, the tech support sorry experience in your company because we are the first person people. We are the first. Anyhow, we are Spock, single point of contact. or at least we should be. And it matters a great deal. One of I'm not going to say what company or whatever. In the past, I've had colleagues that were, let's just say, uh, inadequate. I mean, I'm sorry. I was trying to look for a better word, more nice, or whatever. But no, I mean, one was actually a receptionist. Yeah, that's all good, fine, and dandy that you can take phones, but if you have no idea what information is relevant to log a ticket, how can you expect to log a proper ticket? It's just doesn't work that way. I mean, come on. And somebody else was just. We one time had somebody that didn't speak English. I mean, nothing. I did it. Unbelievable. It was. We have an international. I work in an international company with at least I don't know, agencies in 6, 7, 8 countries with almost as many languages. He didn't know English, so yeah, that was problematic. Luckily, the support staff from our third line also knew, but also the way he took up the phone. Yes, sometimes I do that, but that's more often when somebody's calling my direct line and we just had a conversation and they know I'm waiting for them to call back because I was waiting for something to finish on their PC or whatever. What was I talking about? Um, ENTPs, INTPs, do something. People. Okay, yes. Okay. So I think for me, at least, for me personally, I'm not making this a general statement and for because else I get all the no, you can't use your job personality in that. That's not okay. Uh, on my back. For me, it's I mean these people are like my family, and I feel I feel fine and dandy there. So they let me. I already said this in one of my videos. They let me free to sometimes pick something I think that my TI has taken a fancy to, but also the as I mentioned before, the odd issues, especially and when I was reading about NE more, it's something I recognize very very strongly. It's when somebody says you can't do this, can't I? What if? And also why? Apparently, what if is more the NE question, and why is the TI question? Or sure, I read. I don't know. I also both. Why a lot, but what if? I think I drive my husband insane. So, but yeah, we can buy that. But what if we just, change everything about how it looked and the color and have 3 days of work on it for a $20 closet? Why not just buy a new one today? It's not the same. I mean, that's what also I was saying about the NE. I think um, on the one hand, I'm very social at my job because I'm on the phone constantly. I'm mailing constantly. I'm not only that. I'm going to my colleagues. I'm being proactive. And I like it. I mean, if you think this is energized, you should see me at my job. Except when I'm doing, for example, stuff arrivals. Oh my god, it's boring. Oh, but yeah, so we have to do it. So at least we sort of do a rotation. So I only have to do it once every 3 times, and the thing is, it's not even that much work. I just keep putting it off. At least in our previous system we had a template, and now we have to use this system from a third-party support. I mean, not our system, which is also but it's just awful. I mean, come on, you can't even do a proper clean cut and paste. Everything about that system screams inefficient to me. I hate it. We were actually planning on getting a new soft, and I was how do you say it? Yeah, sorry, English to translations. I was involved in the, not the decision process, unfortunately, but in the searching for a new product. I found something really good and a very decent alternative. One was quite expensive, the other one was reasonably priced. Well, quite expensive, not really for the product you are getting, but for what they want, my company wanted to pay. And then they just took neither and took the same solution we already have, but the newer version, because stuff that's happening in the company and all that. And I was like, no, why? Uh, I was so. I mean, okay, look, it can't be better. It can't be worse than what we have right now, because in the thing we have right now, there is literally, I'm almost certain, there's no shortcut. I mean, you can't use your keyboard. You can do tab, but that's something basically Windows. It's a Windows feature. It's I don't know. It's awful. I hate it. I mean, it's okay. I can work in it, but most of the time, I just don't log things, because the thought of having to open a ticket and doing everything with my mouse, it's just so dreadful. While in the meantime, somebody calls me, I go, oh yes, that. Oh no, wait, what did you say? Poof, I know. Just try this. Okay, voilà. So in this thing, of course, I'm asking myself, is this TI? Is this NE? I don't know. I hear things and poof, I know a solution, but it's, I know all the logic and I know the facts, but on the other hand, am I making the connection faster than that I'm deducting it? I don't know. I took a socionics test, and I'm an ILE there, so yeah. Well, my TI and my NE are exactly 1% apart in that test, so yeah, that was not making it easier. But I don't know. I think the more I'm reading about ENTPs, especially when I was younger uh, and I didn't have a job, I always wanted to go out and do things. So I think that might be, it was when I was 18, 19. I think that might be a more accurate representation. Then I even went to a club alone. There might be friends there from me, there might not be. I didn't know when I would be able to get home. At least I would have to wait until the first train went home at 6:30 in the morning, something like that. I did those things. I went to parties halfway across the country, which in Belgium is not such a great feat, but hey, I still did it. With a train, I don't know. I was quite adventurous. I'm not going to say I'm not, I'm not one for riding motorcycles, although I rode with my boyfriend on the Vespa. But I'm certainly, I don't know. I think right now, if I wouldn't have the kids and the house to occupy me, we would be out and about doing a lot more things. But to be honest, right now it's just the kids. I mean, it's a hassle, and I'm not enjoying myself because I'm worried for them. They're my kids. Um, so when we go to a playground, okay, it's fun, but and maybe I'm a bit too selfish. You know what? I think, oh, I could be doing something fun. I mean, not that doing something with my kids isn't fun, but I prefer to do stuff like, I don't know, not outside. I'm not really an outside person. I like to be outside, but not when it's too warm. Also, red hair, light skin, so heat and sun and me don't clash very well. So it might be because of that. But also, I don't know. I like crafts, and we 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 craft a lot. I don't know if it's a verb. I like that. I don't know how you use it exactly. So we do lots of crafts and basically everything. Whenever I see something, my husband is always, "Are you there again with some rubbish you found?" No, it's not rubbish. You have to look further. I found it was cardboard where they stored oranges in. So it goes like this. I said, look, you can make so much of it. It's perfect for a Halloween costume, for turquoise, or I don't know, a lot. Even if you just cut it up and use it as paint buckets, paint containers, so to mingle and stuff like that, so you can throw away after. You can do so many things, you know. Cut it up, basically like this, on a large foam ball, and paint them in all colors, and hang it up. Put a lamp in it. Yeah, that's a good idea. So, what? Something paper. Ah, yes, strange noises. Okay, so, second, 30th, something. Strange noises. Do any of you, INTP or ENTP, or other NTs, or whatever, body language and strange noises? I don't know. I think I must sometimes look like an ADD person or something. I fidget. I fidget a lot. I'm always especially when I'm talking, uh, or I'm doing this because else my arms are going, or I'm always like, when I say ball, I will do this, and is it an E thing? Is it an FE thing? I don't know. Facial expressions, very there. But the thing that caught me, I was watching ENTP videos, and then it was basically the first time I really saw somebody do that. I don't know, except Thomas City or something, an INTP. When I saw people making strange noises. What I mean by that is, for example, I'm saying, even on my wedding, it was with a microphone in my hand. I don't really like speaking before crowds, even it's family and stuff like that. It's just not my forte, you know. I get a bit anxious, I get red, flustered. So yeah, I don't really like it. But it's okay. I mean, there it was okay. So I said, yeah, thanks for coming. I hope you had a nice time until now. The food, the children can go to the buffet first. Afterwards, is going to be us. The cards you find on the table are some sort of achievement cards. You can do them. I hope you. I know the table setting is a bit non-conventional, but I hope you enjoy it. And good food and some nice dancing and blah. That's what I said literally, and blah. Of course, afterwards I had many friends and family that just told me, that's typically you, just blah. Why? I don't know. I was standing there and I was going blah 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 blah. I don't know what else I have to say. I don't know how to finish this. Ugh, blah. Voila. Here you go. And I do a lot of these things. I often go, ugh, I don't know. It's like um, if you play certain video games, if anybody has ever played Tim, the Incredible Machine, and there you have, it's some sort of a physics game. It's awesome, by the way. If you don't know it, go buy it. I think they have a remake on Steam. Contraption Maker, something like that. It's fucking fantastic. I mean, just go and buy it now. I'm not in any way affiliated with the people from blah, from the company that makes that game, but it's really a good game. Anyhow, uh, anyhow, um, Contraption Maker. Ah yes. Also this. Before I forget a lot of things. I mean, I remember a lot of things, like really good, like something I was wearing 12 years ago, for example. But when I have so many ideas and stuff floating around in my head, but I don't know, maybe some from TI and E, I don't know. Stuff floating in my head or thoughts, not always ideas to do something, but just, oh, this would be nice. Oh, I must write this down. Sometimes by the time I get to a pen, I lost it. I mean, it's just, and I think that's why I also I interrupt people. Apparently, it's an E thing. I try not to do it that often, but yeah, well, because of this, you know, it's It's like, if I don't say it now, it will be lost forever. Okay, so weird noises, strange movement, something else. I think not. Okay. Okay. Haha. That. All right. Yes, examining all sides of niche. I'm looking some blah blah about ENTPs. Ah, yes, also feeling. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just semi properly developed ENTP. I don't know, but it's, for me, it's important. I mean, I like to feel included. I'm not saying, for example, the MBTI thing. I'm kind of, I don't know why I'm so bent on typing myself. It's not like it's real hard science, but still, I think it can be a valuable tool for personal improvement. Ah, yes, also something different. The wanting to improve your environment. Apparently, it's more of an ENTP thing than an INTP thing. I don't know. I always thought of it more as a something, a judging thing. You know, I see something and this is not good. I want to make it better. But anyhow, I have this all the time. Like with small things, big things. That's why I said about my house. There's always something you can do to make something better. Maybe sometimes it's buying a closet, so you can rearrange a lot of stuff, so it makes more sense and it's just more efficient. Or creating different things in the house, the garden. Now we're busy with the terrace. A lot of we don't have the money, nor do we want to do the terrace completely right now, because we just had the wedding and a lot of money. But in the meantime, I don't want it to be a gray block of concrete for the next 3 years or something. So I said, okay, let's just, you know, let's see what we can do with. What if we painted this wall lime? Let's get some flower pots in the same color. Just let's work with what we've got, and we'll see. On the other hand, PBTI is also a bit planning ahead. It's more TE. Like, for example, when we make our Halloween costumes, like this year we went as a googly eyes. So I bought we bought the googly eyes on time. It was on somewhere on a to-do list, or I put something in my calendar because I know I'm just awful at it, because we bought a lot of them in China, because it had to be, else it would have been super expensive. But we started making them maybe 2 weeks before, which is barely on time, because it was a lot of work. So I don't know. I mean, I think like with my wedding, we got a location, a venue, we got a date, and then we did nothing for plus minus 7 months. And then I said, whoa, I really should start to be looking for a dress. That at that moment we were wedding minus 3 months, something like that. So um, I don't know. I don't know whether I would call myself, okay, I know it's an introvert judging function, but going to be a little bit more meticulous about it? I don't know. Maybe not. It's difficult. The thing is, I've started reading about ENTPs, and more venturing back into how I used to be. I'm also in I don't know, in a weird place with my best friend right now. And I'm sort of thinking, yeah, you know what? It's true. The house and the children, it's taking. Taking. It's not the correct word. I mean, it's just, it's engaging. I mean, you spend a lot of time with them, and of course with my husband. For me, that it's good. It goes with the house and the kids and husband and the relationship in general, my work. Then there's not that much time left, but I came to the conclusion that I'm not very certain about myself. Although one of the main issues why I'm not certain about myself is because how do you say it in English? Sorry. For example, I like IT and I want to do something, I don't know, more. I want to have a deeper understanding of things. But somebody asked me, why don't you just go study this or that? And the first thing I said was, look, I'm just afraid that I'll have the same as what I had in high school, that I will be so distracted that I will remember some things, but I'm just so easily distracted. On the other hand, I don't have the self-discipline to study on my own. I mean, I just don't. I can read, I can do it. I mean, a bit. I can read for hours about, for example, MBTI and stuff like that, but I know myself, and it would become a very soon just one web of Wikipedia pages open, and while researching one small thing, and I need that the group pressure basically. The other hand, it's annoying because like last time I did that, the group was slower than me, and yeah, whoa, annoying. So I don't know exactly which one is worse. I'm also afraid that I'm not as good as I think I am. No, okay. That sounds wrong. I think I like to think I'm quite apt. If anybody of you has seen the skit with Dylan Moran and Potential, if you haven't, look it up. It's fantastic. It's a bit like that. I'm sort of afraid that if I start tapping into it and developing it, maybe there's not as much there as I thought. On the other hand, if I want to do it, I should. I always said I just want to wait until the kids get a bit older, not like 12, but at least no longer in kindergarten or something like that. But and also I was fearing in school I got bullied, and I'm also wondering how much that affected me in my development. I got bullied like a lot and like hard. I mean, not luckily not too often physically, but yeah, it was brutal. From I don't know, since I'm 10 till I was 18, 19. Like I had people spit on me in the middle of the street, stuff like that. So I don't know. If you face a lot of rejection, that can also be one of the reasons why I'm testing more as an introvert. At least now, the last test I didn't, but I don't have faith anymore in these tests because I think I'm just biasing my way through them. Ugh. Oh God, again this long. I was really hoping to do it a bit shorter this time. Yeah, at least I'm consistent. So, um, was there something else? Ah yes, SI. I'm curious what a developed SI in an ENTP looks like. Maybe a bit like what I have. Yeah, I can remember faces and clothes and stuff. Not details. I mean, just it's like random fragments more. It's not, unfortunately, it's not always something I can control because I remember what you were wearing 12 years ago, but I half of the time when people ask me how old are you, I have to go, okay, I was born in that year, okay, so now I must be 20, 28, yes, 28. Voila. So look, then I'm doing this, and people go, to know your age. You're weird. So yeah, I think probably I didn't talk about half of the stuff I wanted to talk about, but yeah, sorry, that's life. To Lou, and as always, if you want to leave a comment, that would be cool, because I'm really at a loss. At the moment, I think I'm leaning more to ENTP than INTP, but I don't know. Okay, so yes, the social aspect. Apparently, maybe if what I read is correct and FE is higher, it would seem logical that ENTPs would like to pigeonhole, although that's not really a term I would use, themselves a bit more than INTPs. But I don't know. I mean, it's just a theory, maybe not even a very good one. So, bye.